Show Me a Sign by Anne Claire Lizotte, Chapter 19. I pace back and forth in my bedroom. I feel the cold floorboards under the soles of my feet, and I stop to stare into the looking glass that Grandmother Lila gave me. My hair is no longer the color of sunlight, and my hazel eyes look gray. Everything has dimmed. I try to speak. My mouth twists into a grimace, and my tongue flaps. It hurts my jaw to say words correctly. I squeeze hot tears out of my eyes. In the dream world, I've forgotten sign language, and I can't scream, and I can't signal for help. I awake suddenly lying on my back. I pull my hands out from under my bed covers, and I wipe tears from my eyes and cheeks on a corner of the blanket. I lift my hands into the air to make sure that I have regained my ability to sign. I sign my names in a few words like house, eat, cat, and wind. My bedroom is near dark. From the color of the light, I guess the dawn will not come for another half an hour. I'm not ready to encounter Mama. Will she yell at me with words I cannot understand? Will she turn her back and refuse to read my signs? I quickly splash yesterday's water on my face, fasten stays over my shift, and dress in my gown, stockings, and shoes. I go downstairs as quietly as I can, and I look to the back of the house. The light from the kitchen hearth has the dimness of night upon it. No one has gotten up to feed the fire. As soon as I enter the yard, I see bright flashes from the gay headlight to the west. I picture the keeper igniting the spider lamp inside the tower's lighting room. I imagine him and me as lonely twins. The barn doors aren't open. No sheep huddle by the stone wall. Though I catch sight of Bayard running through the yard. How did he get loose? Why is he running circles? Will Thomas or Eamon come tend to him? I know I can't contain him, so I continue my walk up the high road. I try to put last night out of my mind by creating a new story. A fairy lived in a garden. She was so small she slept in a rose and collected the dew to drink. One day, a fly came to her rose and wanted to live in the crimson flower with her. She was not a selfish fairy, so she agreed to share the rose with the fly. Soon the petal of the rose began to fall off, and the fly didn't mind. He darted in and out of the rose with other flies. But the fairy became sick. She had to find another place to live. It was nearly winter, and the other flowers were freezing and dying on the vine. What could the fairy do? I'm startled out of my reverie when I see Andrew walking ahead of me, black satchel and carpet bag in hand. A carpet bag is like a big old-fashioned like duffel bag, okay? It's made from material that looks like carpet, which is why they call it a carpet bag. He's walking with a steady stride. His shoulders are bunched up. What reason does he have to be out at this early hour? Is he leaving? Good riddance. As I watch him fade ahead, I remember George's book with my map of memories inside it. Has Andrew absconded with it? He turns off the high road. He must be heading for his schooner. I quicken my pace to catch up with him. I trip over some rocks in the lane, and Andrew turns around. He shouts at me and waves me away. I walk closer, and I start to sign, asking him about the book. I make the sign for book again and again. I put my hands together and repeatedly open and close them, hoping that it can get through to him. It's an obvious sign. Anyone who cares would guess the meaning. He puts down his bags and flaps his hands to mock my language. Never come back, I sign to him. Everything that comes from you is ugly. Even without knowing those words, it's obvious that I am not signing a friendly farewell. Andrew speaks to me rapidly, his face in a cold rage. He laughs a mirthless laugh. Is he making fun of the fact that I can't understand his harsh speech? The dawn is coming. I must return home before Mama and Papa find me missing. But not without my map. I head toward the black satchel on the ground. I work the latch to open it, and I quickly take out the samples and the files and notes on top. Some of them blow away. Furiously, Andrew chases the papers as I dig deeper for that book. And before I find it, he strikes my hand and snatches the bag. He's still talking at me. I pick up my pace on the lane in the high road, but I can feel Andrew follow me. What is he doing? I look back. When he stops, I stop. When I walk faster, so does he. Is he aiming to frighten me? Or does he mean me harm? Fortunately, Ezra Brewer's house is nearby. I'll climb through the window and I'll rouse him if he's not already awake. He has a musket and a flintlock gun. He won't hesitate to offer me protection. I break into a run. Andrew surprises me by giving me chase. Wet sand slows my pace. My shoes stick to the ground, sucking at them, and I feel as if I'm trying to run through water. I can see Ezra Brewer's house in the distance, smoke coming from the chimney. He is awake. Is he in his wicker chair? I raise my arms, waving wildly, hoping against hope that he spies me. My heart is pounding in my throat. Andrew's long legs carry him quickly. The sun is rising. It distracts me for a moment. I trip and fall on my stomach. I bite my lip as my chin hits the ground, bloodying my mouth and rattling my whole head. I scrabble in the sand, trying to push myself up, but it sticks in my fingernails and slips under my feet as I try to get my legs under me once more. Andrew is upon me. He grabs my hair and drags me backward across the sand toward his boat. My head feels like it's on fire. I struggle and kick, making it as difficult as possible for him to keep a hold of me. He's puffing hard. When he pauses to catch his breath, I reach up and scratch his hands with my sandy fingernails. He lets go of my hair, though some of it remains tangled in his fingers, and he spits words from his lips. I get up and find one last burst of energy in my legs. I run. I'm close enough that I can see the lobster tracks stacked, ramshackle beside Ezra Brewer's shack and the smell of wood smoke from his stove. I am nearly there when Andrew jumps on my back and takes me down with a thump. I scream. He puts a hand over my mouth. I try to bite him, but he avoids my teeth. I kick him as hard as my aching legs can manage, but it's no use. He drags me to my feet with a grip so tight that I cannot extract myself. He pulls and pulls. I feel like he'll tear me apart. I whip back and forth, trying to break free. When we reach his bags, he stops. I'm in too much pain to continue to fight. With one hand, he removes the handkerchief from his breast pocket and a bottle from his satchel. He frees the cork with his teeth, soaking the handkerchief with its contents. He places it over my nose and mouth. What is it? I hold my breath for as long as I can. I do not want to breathe in whatever this unction is. But I'm winded. I need air. I see gulls whirling above me. I see faded colors and foggy shapes. I feel like I'm soaked to the skin from a rainstorm. I feel too heavy to resist anymore. He drugged her. I can't believe that guy.